Before going to the grocery store, I always make a shopping list. I use a regular notepad and a ballpoint regular blue blue ink pen blue ink pen. Um, I start by checking the refrigerator in my kitchen. The refrigerator is a standard top freezer model with interior light that turn on when I open the door. In the refrigerator, I check each shelf systematically. The top shelf usually contains drinks and leftovers. The middle shelf has dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese. The bottom shelf typically holds packages of meat and larger items. The door shelves contain salad dressings and other smaller items. These shelves are adjustable with small plastic tabs that fit into slots on the door interior. I have them arranged with the taller items on the bottom and shorter items on the top shelves. After checking the refrigerator, I usually move to the pantry. My pantry has 5 shelves. The shelves are made of painted white particle board about 3/4 of an inch thick. On the pantry shelves, I store canned food or canned goods, pasta, rice, cereal, and other items. I check each shelf methodically, noting what items are running low and need to be replaced. And as I identify items that need to be purchased, I write them on my list. I typically group similar items together on the list. For example, all produce items are listed together, all fruits, all dairy products are listed together, and so on. This makes the actual shopping much easier or more efficient. Once I have my shopping list completed, I plan when to go to the store. I usually prefer to go on weekday mornings when the store is less crowded. I consider the weather when planning my trip. If it's raining, I might wear a lightweight rain jacket that is made of a waterproof polyester material with a thin mesh lining with a full zipper that zips all the way, and with a hood with a drawstring. And only then, after I check the weather, I drive to the local store. My local store or my local grocery store is approximately 6 to 9 minutes, probably 10 minutes from my home, depending on traffic and whether I hit red lights along the way. The route to the store includes three major intersections with traffic lights. The first intersection has a left turn arrow that stays green for approximately 15 seconds during each light cycle. The second intersection has a protected right turn lane that allows me to turn right even when the light is red, which is good after coming to a complete stop. The third intersection has a dedicated left turn lane but no arrow, so I must yield to oncoming traffic. The grocery store, the parking lot in the grocery store has approximately 30 parking spaces arranged in rows perpendicular to the front of the store. There are usually spots available near the cart return areas, which are placed at regular intervals throughout the lot. So I typically park in the second or third row, trying to find a spot that's near both an entrance and a cart return. This makes it easier to get a cart on the way in and return it on the way out. And so upon entering the store, I'm greeted by the produce section, vibrant and fresh. The automatic doors slide open when triggered by a motion sensor above the entrance. The doors are made of clear glass panels surrounded by aluminum frames, and they slide apart and create a soft humming sound. The shopping carts are arranged in nested rows near the entrance. Each cart is made of metal wire with a plastic handle. The handle has a slight texture to it to improve grip and is dark gray color. The main basket of the cart measures approximately 24 inches long, 18 inches wide, and 18 inches deep. The wheels of the shopping cart are made of hard rubber or plastic, and they are approximately 5 inches in diameter. Most carts have 4 wheels that swivel, allowing the cart to be maneuvered in any direction. Some cars have a slight wobble in one wheel, creating a rhythmic noise as the cart is pushed down the aisle. So So the produce section is located at the front right corner of the store. It is arranged in rows of display tables and refrigerated cases along the walls. The central display tables, they are made of black plastic designed to look like woven baskets. They sit on metal frames, and that dries them to a height of approximately 36 inches from the floor. The overhead lighting in the store or in the produce section specifically is slightly brighter and has a more yellow tint compared to the rest of the store. This lighting is designed to make the fruits and vegetables appear more vibrant and appealing. Typically, I start with selecting vegetables. The leafy greens are displayed in a refrigerated case that has a gentle misting system that activates every few minutes. The mist comes from small nozzles positioned above the produce and creates a fine spray that keeps the greens fresh and crisp. When selecting lettuce, I look for heads that are firm and have no brown spots on the edges of the leaves. A head of lettuce typically weighs between 1 to 1.5 pounds and is approximately 10 to 12 inches tall. The outer leaves are dark green, while the inner leaves are lighter and more yellowish. So moving on to tomatoes. The tomatoes are displayed in a non-refrigerated area on a slight incline so that they roll forward as customers take them. Roma tomatoes are typically 2 to 3 inches long and have an oval shape. They have a deep red color when ripe and yield slightly to gentle pressure. After vegetables, I move to the fruit displays. Apples ranged by variety in separate sections. Gala apples have yellowish red skin with subtle vertical stripes. They're medium-sized and have a mildly sweet flavor. Bananas I often buy bananas, and I choose them um, yellow um, with small brown spots. They're displayed on a special curved jack that allows them to hang naturally. The bananas, um, the brown spots on the bananas indicate ripeness, and a bunch usually contains 5 to 7 bananas attached attached at the stem. Each banana is approximately 7 to 8 inches long when slightly curved. So after completing my produce shopping, I move to the bakery department, which is located adjacent to the produce section. The bakery has a distinct smell, primarily from the bread being baked throughout the day, and the bakery department floor transitions from the white tile of the main store to a textured brown tile that resembles natural stone. This flooring extends throughout the bakery section. The bread is displayed on wooden shelves with a slight backward tilt. Each shelf has a metal front lip, approximately half an inch high, to prevent loaves from sliding off. The shelves are approximately 24 inches wide and spaced about 10 inches apart vertically. A standard loaf of sandwich bread is packaged in a plastic bag closed with a plastic clip or a twist tie. Each loaf typically contains between 18 to 24 slices depending on thickness. The, the dairy section is typically located along the back wall of the store. The refrigerated cases have glass doors with aluminum frames. Each door has a handle that extends the full height of the door on the right side. The handle is a cylindrical tube made of stainless steel or aluminum. The, the interior of dairy case is illuminated with LED stripe lighting positioned along the top and sometimes the sides of the case. This lighting is a cool white color and makes the products inside appear bright and fresh. And then the frozen section, which consists of a series of aisles with freezer cases on both sides. The freezer cases have glass doors similar to the dairy cases, but maintain a much colder temperature, of course. When a freezer door is opened, a cloud of condensation often forms as the cold air inside meets the warmer, more humid air of the store. This condensation quickly dissipates. The doors sometimes have a thin layer of frost along the rubber gasket that forms the seal. Frozen vegetables are packed in plastic bags. The bags are made of a thin, crinkly plastic material and have a resealable zip closure at the top. The vegetables inside are individually frozen, meaning each piece is separate rather than frozen in a solid block. Frozen pizzas. Frozen pizzas are stored flat on wire shelves within the freezer case. A standard frozen pizza is approximately 12 inches in diameter and comes in a square cardboard cardboard box. The box typically has a large image of a prepared pizza on the front and cooking instructions on the back. And so the canned goods, they have their own aisle and it contains metal shelving units that are approximately 6 feet tall. Each shelf is about 4 feet long and 18 inches deep. The shelves are adjustable and can be moved up or down in 1-inch increments by repositioning the brackets. So soup cans are typically small, holding 10 to 11 ounces of condensed soup. These cans are approximately 3 to 4 inches tall, and on the label they have often a photo of prepared soup and of course instructions on the back. Canned fruits are typically backed in either heavy syrup, light syrup, or fruit juice. Once I have collected all the items on my list, I proceed to the checkout area at the front of the store. The checkout lanes are numbered with small signs hanging from the ceiling above each register. The signs are approximately 12 inches square and have the lane number printed in large digits. The conveyor belt at the checkout is made of a textured black rubber material, and it moves when triggered by a sensor that detects movement or items being placed on it. And the scanner is built into the checkout counter and has a horizontal glass surface approximately 12 inches square. Beneath the glass is a pattern of red laser lines that read the barcodes on products as they pass over. When a barcode is successfully scanned, the register emits a short, deep sound. Items are then moved to bagging area. Items are then moved to a bagging area which is lower than the scanner surface. This area may have a second shorter conveyor belt or simply be a flat surface where bags can be filled. Metal plastic dividers are available to separate different customers' orders. The payment terminal is mounted on a swiveling arm that allows it to be turned toward the customer. The terminal has a color screen approximately 6 inches diagonal with a numeric keypad below it. There's a card reader slot on the right side for inserting chip cards and a contactless payment symbol at the top for tap-to-pay methods. After completing checkout, I wheel my cart out to the parking lot. The cart's wheels make consistent rolling sound on the smooth concrete of the parking lot, occasionally becoming louder when rolling over on a crack or seam in the pavement. And so I open my car's trunk by pressing the button on the car key. I load the groceries into the trunk, typically placing heavier items toward the back nearest to the rear seats. Fragile items like eggs and bread are placed on top or in separate areas where they won't be crushed, where they can be safe. Upon arriving home, I park in my driveway and begin the process of bringing the groceries inside. I typically leave the trunk open while making multiple trips between the car and the kitchen. I enter the kitchen and the kitchen floor is made of vinyl planks designed to look like hardwood. Each plank is approximately 6 inches wide and 48 inches long. The planks are a medium brown color with a textured surface that provides some grip even when the floor is wet. I place the groceries or the grocery bags on the kitchen counter to unpack them. The counter is made of laminate with a subtle speckled pattern in beige and white. The edge has a slight curve rather than a 90-degree angle, and that is for safety, of course. So I unpack the refrigerated items first to ensure they stay cold. The refrigerator door makes a soft suction sound when opened as the rubber gasket breaks its seal with the main body of the appliance. The interior light comes on immediately when the door is open. Items are placed on specific shelves based on their type and size. Milk goes on the bottom shelf near the back where it's coldest. Eggs go on the middle shelf in their designated egg compartment, which is shaped to hold each egg securely. Produce goes into the crisper drawers at the bottom of the refrigerator. These drawers have adjustable humidity controls, small sliding vents that can be opened or closed to maintain optimal moisture levels. Leafy greens need higher humidity, while fruits generally need lower humidity. So pantry items are stored in cabinets above the counter. These cabinets are made of painted wood with hinged doors. The doors have small knobs made of brushed nickel, matching the other hardware in the kitchen. The cabinets are approximately 30 inches tall and 12 inches deep. Canned goods are arranged with labels facing outward for easy identification. They are typically grouped by tape, vegetables together, fruits together, soups together, and so on. Taller items are placed toward the back of the shelf, while shorter items in front for better visibility. So, the entire grocery shopping, from making the list to putting everything away, typically takes between I would say 1 to 3 hours, depending on many factors. The layout of grocery stores is carefully designed to maximize sales while also providing logical organization. Most stores place produce near the entrance because the bright colors and fresh appearance that create a positive first impression. Dairy and meat are typically along along the back wall, requiring shoppers to walk through the entire store to reach these essential items. The middle aisles contain shelves. Um, the middle aisles contain shelf-stable products arranged by category: baking supplies, canned goods, pasta, rice, snacks, beverages, and so on. These categories are consistent across different grocery store chains with minor variations. Temperature is carefully controlled throughout the store, with the general shopping area maintained at 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. Grocery shopping is one of those routine activities that we do so often we barely think about the details. But when we break it down, it's actually a complex process involving hundreds of small decisions and actions, all following a pattern we've established over time.